Elon Musk has finally acquired Twitter for $44 billion. It's reported that the new Twitter boss has already fired a number of top executives, including CEO Parag Agrawal. In other words, Twitter is now an Elon Musk company. Overspending on Twitter probably was the easy part for Musk, but now comes the hard part. Musk needs to turn around a social media platform that he has spent months mocking. Musk has provided few concrete details about his plan, and what he has shared appears quite far-fetched or even contradictory. But here is what it might mean for the future of the platform. Elon Musk has expressed his interest in creating an everything app, also called a super app. It has been described as the Swiss Army knife of mobile apps, which offers a suite of services for users such as messaging, social networking, peer-to-peer payments, and e-commerce shopping. In fact, he recently tweeted, "Buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app." It remains to be seen whether Elon Musk expands Twitter into the so-called everything app, which consolidates many internet functions into a single app. It is being reported that Musk plans to lower the guardrails which are common across all social media platforms, and this could lead to a deluge of hateful, harmful, and potentially illegal content on Twitter. The company has already struggled with identifying and removing child pornography. We will have to wait and see whether Twitter loosens its content moderation rules under Elon Musk. Remember, back in 2019, Musk tweeted, "I hate advertising." And now Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world. Musk tweeted to advertisers on Wednesday to calm their fears, but advertisers may not be buying into it. They have a concern, a valid one, that Musk could reinstate the account of former US President Donald Trump. For them, this could mean a major impediment to spending money on Twitter. Experts believe that welcoming back Donald Trump could alienate moderate and liberal-leaning users. It could push away major household brands that aim to market products and appeal to people across the political spectrum. It's important to note that ad sales accounted for more than 90% of Twitter's revenue in the second quarter. So until Musk finds new sources of revenue, he cannot afford to trigger a backlash from a group that contributes to 90% of the Twitter revenue. Musk has promised to preserve free speech of all kinds, but he has also struck a rather conciliatory tone with global leaders who aim to rein in big tech. In May, Musk said in a Twitter video that he agreed with the European Union's new digital media regulation. There's more. Tesla's expanding business in China, where it generated $14 billion last year, could also put Twitter at risk. Former Twitter board member Goldman says that the idea that he's going to be the one liaising with the Chinese government and potentially turning over information on users, that's very scary. The Elon Musk era at Twitter has officially begun, and the road ahead is full of challenges, to say the least. And now to gauge into Twitter's future, we have with us Martin SFP Bryant from Manchester in the UK. He's a tech expert. Martin, thanks for joining us. Now, some high-profile executives have already been shown the door. What other big changes is Musk expected to make in the next few days, if not hours?
We're expecting some pretty significant job cuts. It had been reported there was going to be a 75% job headcount reduction. It looks like that's actually going to be less. Elon Musk spoke to the Twitter staff earlier this week and said the report of 75% was too high. But still, I think it's very clear that job cuts are definitely going to be on the cards. He's under a lot of pressure to reduce costs at Twitter to help make it sustainable, not least because he has so much debt around the purchase that he needs to service.
Right, absolutely. Job cuts, you say, could be a major change, but there's also a lot of speculation if Donald Trump will be allowed back on the platform. What do you think about that? In fact, Trump has hailed the sale of Twitter to Musk. He says that he's pleased that Twitter is finally in sane hands.
Well, certainly a lot of people who would politically sympathise with Donald Trump are celebrating. People who are still on Twitter are calling for Elon Musk to not only reinstate Donald Trump, but other people on certainly the American right who have been previously taken off Twitter for their conduct on the platform. Certainly, I think it seems likely that this is something Musk will want to do. But as you were saying in your introduction there, this then strikes the problem of moderation. And it's a difficult situation around the world at the moment. In the EU, in the UK, for example, there are rules coming towards the legislative books which are going to be emphasizing user safety. And then meanwhile, in the States, you've got in Texas and Florida, you've got laws that are going up to the Supreme Court, which are saying that all sorts of speech should be allowed that Twitter currently bans. So he's going to have to square what he wants in terms of free speech with the differing views and cultural norms and laws around the world, which is going to make things quite difficult. And I don't think his view of free speech, unfettered free speech, is necessarily going to be what we'll see. Certainly, the threat of advertisers pulling out, as you mentioned, is a serious issue because, as I was saying, Twitter really does need to make sure it's sustainable and continues to bring in revenue, which is why he's been being very careful with advertisers. So he will have to, although I think he wants to make sure that these people who are very noisy on the right feel happy about him.
Right, absolutely.
Firing Twitter. Yeah,
Martin, you've raised an interesting point there about advertisers. Now, Musk also shared a message for his advertisers, talking about his motivation behind acquiring Twitter. What do you make of that? Why has he bought the platform?
I mean, he says he wants to, paraphrasing, make the world a better place. I think, there's probably something in that, but you have to ask what makes the world a better place through Elon Musk's eyes. And I think what the answer there would have to include would be a better world for Elon Musk. And any move that Twitter makes now is going to be viewed through the lens of how does this affect Elon Musk? How does this affect his other businesses like Tesla and SpaceX, and how he's taxed, how he's treated by world leaders around the world. This is his plaything, essentially, now, in many ways. So whatever he does, Twitter and its users are kind of at the behest of someone who isn't exactly known for stewing and thinking about things. He's quite impulsive, so it'll be a wild ride, whatever happens.
Right, Martin. That wraps up our discussion, and you've given a very interesting statement about the future of Twitter under Elon Musk to create a better place, but according to Elon Musk. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.